I was born into a Hindu family, and for the first 16 years of my life, I dutifully practiced the same faith as them. As I grew up, though, I began to feel detached from my religion and found myself moving to a more confused position of faith. I still passively participated in all the rituals that are a norm in a religious Brahmin Hindu family. But deep down, I stopped identifying as a Hindu. All this while, my name and the privilege it brought along meant that I could afford to benefit from perks of being a Hindu Brahmin male in India, without really ever understanding how it feels to be on the other side of the rope. Despite not being a religious person, never visiting a temple or praying to any Hindu deity, my name and the unspoken entitlement it brought made me comfortably oblivious to the discrimination that others who didn't come from the same privilege face. That was until I changed my faith and converted to Islam. I won't get into why I embraced Islam and the story behind it, because I don't want this to turn into a Hinduism versus Islam debate. That is not what this story is about, although I have full faith that it will eventually become about that in some way or the other. Unfortunately, this is one of the many things wrong with our society today. In fact, it is the main reason I am choosing to remain anonymous here. It is incredible to suddenly learn that having a Muslim name in India is at the very outset an impediment. Because as soon as you tell someone your first name, back comes the question, "Are you Muslim?" That's where the discrimination begins. The moment someone asks you this, even before you answer, they are doing a mathematics of segregation, assumption, and prejudice in their mind. Rest assured, the rest of the conversation will be in some shape or form influenced by this aspect. And more often than not, the influence will not be a positive one. The discrimination is more subtle from those who know me from before. For example, if I want to grow a beard, just because I think it's cool to do so, a friend would casually remark, "You will of course grow a beard now." Or if before the latest Cricket World Cup match between India and Pakistan, I say that I'm not sure if India is in the kind of form to maintain their perfect record against their neighbours, someone would be quick to ask me if I'm secretly hoping India underperforms and Pakistan wins. However, it is more blatant and at times very aggressive prejudice which bothers me the most. It bothers me because I was 16 when I realized I don't identify as a Hindu anymore. And it was a full 12 years before I became a Muslim. In those 12 years, whenever I told someone that I don't relate to Hinduism anymore, they'd give me a comforting, warm response about finding my own way and taking my own time to understand things. However, in the last 2 years, since I have adopted Islam, the same people have distanced themselves from me. They have abused me and at times even threatened me, when all I have actually done is just try and find my way and chosen my own means to understand things. So, if a person like me has faced all these and many more forms of discrimination, alienation and intimidation in just 2 years of being a Muslim, I can only imagine what people who grew up and spent their entire lives as someone from a minor community or a lower caste must be facing. If the India that I grew up loving, the one I came back to when I had the opportunity to spend the rest of my life overseas, it is no longer the India that exists, then am I to continue living here amidst fear, resentment and hate? Should I never consider leaving? Because if I did, you would call me anti-national, even though it is you who has made my India a shadow of its former free and glorious self.